Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
We begin tonight with breaking news. The SWAT team was called to a South Moorhead neighborhood after reports of gunshots. Thanks for joining us. Mike has the evening off. One woman is now hospitalized after shooting herself in a garage around 2. It happened on 34th Avenue and 14th Street. That's where we find Valley News Team's Nicole Johnson. Nicole, what can you tell us now?
You can see the bullet holes in the garage door behind me here. They're all that's left after a chaotic scene about 2 hours ago. A dozen police officers, SWAT team, and even Fargo's armored car lined the block after neighbors heard gunshots. A woman inside her garage was talking with the SWAT negotiation team. Police say she shot herself with a high-powered weapon and was unable to open the garage door.
Upon arrival, they did notice what appeared to be at least one bullet hole in the garage, ultimately determined that someone was inside that garage, or believed them to be.
Just very scary, very turbulent for this neighborhood, number one, and just the week that we've had in Fargo-Moorhead.
The armored car used to go inside. Police say they used it to get inside of the garage since she wasn't able to get out. And she was taken by ambulance to the hospital. Her condition is unknown at this time. Reporting in Moorhead, Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
Nicole, thank you. Meanwhile, many people were evacuated from surrounding apartment buildings to the Days Inn off of 8th Street, all as a precaution. Neighbors tell us they heard 3 shots and saw debris. They thought it was fireworks. When police arrived, they were told to get back inside the apartment before eventually being moved here to the Days Inn. A neighbor that we talked to has lived in her apartment there for 4 years and says she's never seen anything like this before.
I was afraid that someone was going to get hurt in that building or our building. It was really scary.
Now, Matt buses were also called to the scene to help people evacuate and to bring them back home. Now to some more breaking news. 2 Park Christian teens are dead. 2 others are injured after a rollover on I-94 in Ottertail County this morning. It happened near Dalton, Minnesota. That's just south of Fergus Falls. The young men were heading to Wisconsin to play in a basketball tournament when the crash happened. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric joins us now with more on this. Bradford.
Stephanie, the Minnesota State Patrol just confirmed that Zach and Connor Qualvog are the Park Christian students killed in the crash. Sources say Zach was driving the Dodge pickup when he hit the shoulder of I-94, overcorrected, and then rolled in the median. Mark Schwant, also a Park Christian student, is listed in satisfactory condition at Lake Region Healthcare in Fergus Falls. He is the youngest of 5 brothers from the Moorhead area. Jimmy Moten, who is from Mississippi, suffered head trauma, and he was transported here to Sanford Health. Sources tell me his mother was considering moving to Moorhead, where a relative attends the Park Christian School. For this close community, this comes as a big shock. Disbelief and sadness began this day for many in the Park Christian community. Soon after many of them heard of what happened, this close group came together.
We had an impromptu gathering here at 11:30 this morning as well, instigated just by one of the parents. And a number of people came and just grieved together. We really are a family.
Hannestad says it's been a tough day, and people are understandably very emotional.
A lot of the students are coming in here to the school, families, parents, as they hear the news, and just wanting to lean on each other and grieve together, find spiritual encouragement.
Seifers says you can see the sadness on the faces of people coming to the school. He says Park Christian is a type of place where everybody knows each other, and that makes this even harder.
I was recently talking with a student, and we talked about how grief will come in waves. You know, that seems like you're okay, and then the next day comes, or something reminds you of those involved or the situation, and just kind of take it a day at a time.
Connor Qualvog, one of the students killed, was in the back seat of that Dodge pickup, and he would have been in 8th grade this year. Mark Schwant, sources say, suffered a punctured lung and a broken leg in the crash. In just about an hour, there's going to be a memorial service for the crash victims at the Park Christian School in Moorhead. Stephanie.
Bradford, a tragic day for everyone involved. Thank you. Now stay with Valley News Live and valleynewslive.com for continuing updates on this developing story. Well, to our weather now. Let's take a look out there. It is gorgeous, sunshine, blue skies, and it's just beautiful. Let's talk to our chief meteorologist, Hutch Johnson, to see what we can expect tonight. Hutch?
Well, Stephanie, if you're in the southern Red River Valley, much of our area, as a matter of fact, going to see quiet conditions. We do have hit and miss thunder showers in northwest Minnesota, spreading into northeast North Dakota, where some storms stretch from Brandon, Manitoba to Bemidji, Minnesota. A few rumbles of thunder, but Fargo-Moorhead miles from anything too active. Storms out to the west will be moving our way overnight, but the evening looks quiet. Temperatures slipping through the 70s this evening with light winds. It should be delightful to go watch baseball or have a backyard barbecue. I'll have details on some unsettled weather in our future here in just a couple of moments.
But get out there and enjoy right now.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay, thank you, Hutch. We have some new information now on a man police that have charged in 2 North Fargo murders. Ashley Hunter turned himself in this morning. Hunter's accused of violently murdering 45-year-old Clarence Flowers yesterday and a 25-year-old man this morning. Hunter has an extensive criminal record, including assault and theft. Fargo police are planning to hold a press conference tomorrow at 10 a.m. to explain more about the murder investigations. Now, we're learning more today about the victim in yesterday's first murder. Family and friends have confirmed with us that Clarence Flowers did know Ashley Hunter and had a dispute with him just weeks ago. Mitchell Spitzmiller is a friend of Flowers and says he was not confrontational and a good guy.
Always positive, always had a smile on his face, could make you laugh no matter how crappy your day was and how cloudy it was. He'd be able to come out of left field and just make you giggle. I honestly cannot fathom why anybody would want to do that to him.
Now, police have not officially released the victims' names yet, and they will explain that and more at tomorrow's press conference. But earlier this morning, the fire department showed up to another house after reports of smoke. When they got inside, they found a 25-year-old man dead. The house is owned by the Fargo Diocese and is managed by the Newman Center. It's a home that past and present NDSU Bison Catholics can rent out. As Valley News Team's Nicole Johnson explains, the murder is a huge shock to many on campus.
It definitely hits home because it's like that could have been my house. That could have been somebody in my house that it happened to.
Crime scene tape lines the house primarily for the Bison Catholic community. A block full of student organizations and Greek life.
Usually it's pretty quiet. I mean, between midnight and 2, you get the people who are walking home from the bars or whatever, but then it's quiet again. Not a whole lot goes on through here.
This home where the murder happened is called the Men's Home, owned by the Catholic Diocese and the Newman Center. It's rented out to students or alumni involved in the Catholic community.
I love my guys a lot. They're just wonderful men, and they just love God.
Alex Leach is part of that.
Yeah, we have Bible studies all over campus. I led one.
Well, I was shocked, to be honest, because I wouldn't expect that, at least not here.
NDSU senior Kyle Meisch says it's difficult to hear unexpected, even after another NDSU student, Tommy Bierson, was murdered last fall.
I think here, maybe it's a Midwestern thing, but I think here people do care. It's not something they just shrug off. So I would think that the student government would take this very seriously.
Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
Now, at this point, it's still not clear if Hunter knew the 25-year-old or had any connection with the Bison Catholic community. Fargo police plan to release more information about both incidents tomorrow morning. Well, the Education Standards and Practices Board is considering the status of Aaron Knodl's employment. He's the suspended West Fargo teacher who was accused of having a sexual relationship with a student back in 2009. But he was acquitted on 3 of the charges, and the last 2 were dismissed. The ESPB will discuss the matter at their August 3rd meeting. We have some new information now about the baby who was found unresponsive at a West Fargo daycare earlier this month and then later died from what authorities say was blunt force trauma to the head. Baby Owen Skoji's physician believes that an accident would not have caused the injuries that ultimately caused the baby to pass away. That's according to a search warrant issued by the state. Now, in the document, that same doctor says the injuries occurred around the time of the 911 call earlier this month. Doctors say they found fractures to Skoji's head, damage around the eyes, with a CAT scan revealing blood around his brain, both from the recent incident and possibly from an older situation. During the course of the investigation, it was learned that Darcy Jo Anderson, the woman running this unlicensed daycare where Skoji was found unresponsive, had her license revoked in 2011. The reason? Cass County Social Services did it because of allegations of abuse. Anderson had been warned several times since then. The number of children she cared for was too many. Well, coming up later on Valley News Live at 6 o'clock, some controversy over one of our region's popular tourist attractions.